Every year in spring, I was, when I was a freshman, all of a sudden the whistle blew and Coach Bryant said, Newsome, take it in. And I turn around. I mean, everybody stopped. And Ozzie Newsome runs off the field. And I'm like, what's going on? And they say, oh, that's Coach Bryant recognizes his leaders that way. And then practice was in. And then, a few days later, he sent a defensive player off. Well, my senior year, nobody knew this until the fall. We were going up to Penn State on the plane. But I had gone in and I asked Coach Bryant if my wife and I could get married that summer, which means I'd move out of the dorm and live in an apartment. And I said something to Jack Rutledge and Norma, and Norma said, "Oh, Alan, you can't get married, and you got to go ask Coach Bryant's permission." I said, "Coach Bryant," I said, "I've already talked to her daddy." Well, Coach Bryant's got to approve this. So I went up to talk to Coach Bryant. He didn't deny it. He just said, "Alan," he said, "Look," he said, "got a lot of upperclassmen that are married and not living over in the dorm, and you provide some good leadership. I'd like for you to postpone your wedding until January, till after the bowl game, and stay in the dorm and provide leadership." And my wife and I, we prayed about it. We were going, and so, hey, I told Coach Bryant, all right, I'll do it. Now, that was in the spring. I can't remember the exact date. But I believe that played a part in what Coach Bryant did, because he knew I put the team ahead of myself, and I always did that. And so I was on the field, and next thing I hear is Coach Bryant says, "Great, take it in." Mal, I'm standing by Mal. I was running play, Walter. I just looked at everybody. They all of a sudden got these big grins on their faces. I took off running. I had to cross the track, run under his, the tower, and then I had to cross those grass fields, and everybody's yelling at me and cheering. And the only thing I was thinking of is, man, don't trip. Man, don't trip. Make it to the locker room. I got in the locker room, and there's nobody there. I'm all by myself. There's no trainers, no managers, no players. I take a shower. I get in the car. I drive right by the practice field. Everybody's out there still practicing. It was fantastic. But Coach Bryant, in his special way, every spring would honor about two players, one on the defense and one on the offense. And I think he did the same with Warren Lyles, and we both ended up being captains. But that story about me postponing my wedding, I didn't tell any of the players that. None of my teammates knew that until Al Browning wrote an article, and it came out on the Friday when we were headed up to the Penn State game in State College. And I'll never forget, Joey Jones, players started coming back to my seat, and they were shaking my hand saying, "Thank you."